Good morning, students. Actually, we completed performance analysis, the analyzation of the exhaust gas, what are the pollutants, what are the allowable pollutants, what are the non-allowable pollutants. In non-allowable pollutants, the boundaries we kept and we solved some problems. Today's class we solved two more problems, and then after just I will revise the topic, then we will conclude the unit. First problem: a single cylinder and two-stroke cycle internal combustion engine. When tested, the following observations available: a single cylinder and two-stroke cycle. So number of power strokes per revolution is 1, number of cylinders is 1, so there is no issue. uh, when tested, the following observations available: area of the indicated diagram 3 square centimeters, length of the indicated diagram 4 centimeters. Next, spring constant 10 bar per centimeter. By using these three, you can determine the indicated mean effective pressure. Next, speed of the engine 400 rpm. So number of power strokes also 400 because it is a two-stroke engine. Next, brake drum diameter. The brake drum diameter 120 centimeters, means related brake power they are given. Brake drum diameter 120. Dead weight on the brake is 380 newtons. So directly they given in newtons. Spring balance is 50 newtons. So it is indirectly rope drum absorption dynamometer. So diameter of the drum is given pi d n into w minus s. W is the counterweight minus spring balance 50. 380 minus 50 divided by 60,000. You will get the brake power. Next, fuel consumption 2.8 kg per hour. Here directly they given, you don't want to, no need to convert the units. The fuel consumption they given directly, that is 2.8 kg per hour. Next, calorific value of the fuel. The calorific value of the fuel is 42,000 kilojoules per kg. The calorific value of the fuel 42,000 kilojoules per kg. Next, cylinder diameter. The diameter of the cylinder 16 centimeters. The diameter of cylinder is 16 centimeter. Next, piston stroke 20 centimeter. So by using diameter, you can determine the area, stroke length they given, and mean effective pressure you can determine. Number of power strokes is there, number of cylinders is there, so you can determine the indicated power and brake power. If you know the indicated power, brake power, you can determine the brake specific fuel consumption. Next, a single cylinder, two-stroke cycle engine. Area of the indicated diagram 3 square centimeter, length of the indicated diagram 4 centimeter, spring constant 10 bar per centimeter, cylinder diameter 0.16 meter, and piston stroke 20 centimeter, means 0.2 meter. Speed of the engine 400 rpm. Number of power strokes small n equal to capital N. Why? Because it is a two-stroke engine. Number of cylinders is 1. Brake drum diameter 120 centimeter, means 1.2 meter. Dead weight on the brake 380 newton, and spring balance reading is 50 newton. Okay. Next, fuel consumption 2.8 kg per hour, and calorific value of the fuel is 42,000 kilojoules per kg. These are the given data. So once you read the problem, just first note down the given data and convert the units into SI units. If it is any CI units is there, you convert into SI units. And then the mean effective pressure, area of the indicated diagram into spring constant divided by length of the indicated diagram. You get 7.5 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Then indicated power, plan, indicate mean effective pressure 7.5 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Area pi by 4 d square 0.1 square, and length 0.2. and number of power strokes 400. Why? Because it is 2 stroke. RPM equal to number of power stroke. And number of cylinders 1 divided by 60,000. The indicated power is 10.05 kilowatt. The indicated power 10.05 kilowatt. Then brake power pi d n into w minus s by 60 into 1000. Here also pi into diameter of the drum 1.2 meters, speed 400 rpm, dead weight 380 and spring balance is 50 divided by 60,000. You got the brake power is 8.294 kilowatt. Then friction power equal to indicated power minus brake power 10.05 minus 8.294, that is equal to 1.756 kilowatt, equal to friction power equal to 1.756 kilowatt. Then mechanical efficiency, brake power to the indicated power, you will get the mechanical efficiency. Brake specific fuel consumption, this is mass flow rate of the fuel divided by the brake power. Mass flow rate is 2.8, the brake power is, you can see, the brake power is 8.294 kilowatt. Then specific fuel consumption is 0.3376 kg per kilowatt. Coming to the brake thermal efficiency, it is a brake power to the heat supply. But heat supply mass flow rate they given 2.8 kg per hour. For specific fuel consumption there is no issue to convert. But here we want to maintain kilowatts. Kilojoules per second means mass flow rate must be kg per second. So 2.8 divided by 3600 into calorific value. Brake power is 8.294. Then you will get the brake thermal efficiency is 25.39. It's the simplest method to calculate the efficiency. Means for looking simply the complicated problem like that, from the basic data, first note down the given data. The data also like that, I want to determine indicator power. So indicator power related data you write one side. Next I want to determine the brake power. Then you note down the brake power data. And I want to determine specific fuel consumption. Then specific fuel consumption data. I want to determine the brake thermal efficiency. Brake thermal efficiency relative data. Like that you separate the given data, then you have to know what are the unknown parameters. First we will determine the unknown parameters. Mean effective pressure is not available. First we will determine the mean effective pressure. Then after we will determine the indicated power. Then brake power, everything is available, you determine the brake power. Then friction power equal to indicated power minus brake power. Mechanical efficiency, brake power to indicated power. Brake specific fuel consumption, mass flow rate of the fuel divided by the brake power. The mass flow rate must be kg per hour. They in the some given data itself that is in kg per hour. But brake thermal efficiency you want to change the mass flow rate divided by kg per second. That's all. Brake power divided by heat supplied. What is the mass flow rate of the fuel kg per second into calorific of the fuel. Simple problems. We'll solve one more problem on heat balance sheet. Then we will conclude the problems. Remaining problems so you can practice yourself. A test on a 2-stroke engine gave the following results at full load: speed 350 rpm, net brake load 65 kg, mean effective pressure 3 bar, fuel consumption 4 kg per hour, jacket cooling water flow rate 500 kg per hour, jacket water temperature at inlet is 20 degrees centigrade, jacket water temperature at outlet is 40 degrees centigrade, and test room temperature 20 degrees, temperature of the exhaust gas 400 degrees centigrade, air using per kg of fuel is 32 kgs, cylinder diameter 22 cm, stroke 28 cm, effective brake diameter 1 meter, calorific value of the fuel is 40 megajoules per kg, means 43,000 kilojoules per kg. Mean specific heat exhaust, means specific heat Cp 1 kg kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Find the indicated power, brake power, and draw the heat balance for the test in kilowatt and in the percentage. So for looking a problem, it looks a big problem. Net brake load they given, fuel consumption they given, speed they given, 2-stroke engine. So Number of power stroke will equal to RPM only. And mean effective pressure also directly they provided 3 bar 3 into 10 power 5. And they given this uh, where the cylinder diameter and stroke they given. So by using this data you can determine the indicated power. For the brake power they given effective breakdown diameter 1 meter and net brake load is 65 kg. It is not given a counterweight, so it is indirectly it is one Prony brake dynamometer. The Prony brake dynamometer equation 2 pi n torque is W into L. This is a diameter they given. Diameter by 2. This is a radius is required. Diameter by 2 is the length of the arm, torque arm. 1 by 2. Then you can determine the brake power. Two things we can determine. First, the two calculations first we will see. Indicated mean effective pressure 3 bar. Mass flow rate of the fuel 4 kg per hour. Mass flow rate of water 500 kg per hour. Water inlet 20 degrees, water outlet 40 degrees, ambient temperature 20 degrees, exhaust gas temperature 400, mass of air to mass of fuel ratio is 32, diameter 0.02 meter, diameter of the cylinder, length of the stroke 0.24 meter, and brake radius R equal to diameter by 2 means length of the arm half meter. Calorific value of the fuel 43 megajoules means it means 43,000 kilojoules per kg. Specific heat of the exhaust gas 1.0 kilojoules per kg. Then indicated power plan by 60,000. The number of cylinders they are not mentioned means we will assume single cylinder. The speed is 350. Where number RPM equal to number of power strokes 2 stroke engine. Same we substituted and determine the indicated power, that is 18.63 kilowatt. Next coming to the brake power 2 pi n WR by 60. Then 2 into pi into 350 into 65 into 9.8 because load they given in kgs 65 convert into newtons 9.81 divided. Then we calculate the brake power. Now come to the heat supply. How much heat supplied? The mass flow rate of the fuel is 4 kg per hour. What is the mass flow rate of the fuel? 4 kg per hour. Convert into kg per second. 4 divided by 3600 to 43,000. 47.8 kilowatt power we supplied. Then heat loss to cooling water is a MW into specific heat of the water into TW minus water outlet minus inlet. Outlet minus inlet 40 minus inlet 20. And calorific value of the fuel 4.2. Mass flow rate of the water is 500 by because it is in kg per hour they given. Convert it to kg per second. 500 divided by 3600. The heat loss to the cooling water 11.7 kilowatt. Heat loss to the exhaust. Exhaust means the fuel, air and fuel both is coming from the exhaust. So 32 1 fuel 1 kg fuel consumes 32 kgs of fuel for complete combustion. Air fuel ratio is already given. So 32 plus 1 into mass flow rate is 4 mass flow rate divided by 3600 into specific of the gas 1 and exhaust gas temperature 400 and ambient temperature is 20. Then heat loss in exhaust gas is 13.9 kilowatt. Then you see 13.9 kilowatt heat loss by the exhaust gas, 29%. Total heat supply is 49 and in brake power 11.64, so total efficiency 24.4. Brake thermal efficiency. Heat loss to the cooling system 11.70, 24.5. Heat loss by the exhaust gas 13.9 kilowatt means total efficiency of loss is 20.91. General exhaust gas temperature here they took 400 degrees centigrade. 400 means it is too high temperature. 400 is not acceptable. Generally maximum 100, 120, maximum worst condition. A good engine means less than 100 we are maintaining exhaust gas temperature. Less than 100 is allowable temperature. Then only maximum energy utilization will take place. That's why this exhaust gas losses are high compared to other. Next, remaining unaccounted losses by the circulating pumps of water and lubricating oil and radiator blower, radiator fan energy consumption is 22%. This is the energy balance of heat balance sheet. So, in end examination, you got question like this, means you have to represent input and output, how much percentage, role of percentage on input also you have to make sure. Total must be in 100%. Next, just definitions. Once again, I am recalling. Indicator power means what are the heat energy available in the cylinder. Indicator power equal to plan. Mean effective pressure, area of the cylinder, length of the stroke, number of power strokes, number of cylinders. Number of power strokes every time we are writing. Now, how many two-stroke engine, number RPM equal to number of power strokes. In four-stroke engine, RPM by 2 is the number of power strokes. Divided by 1000. Mean effective pressure in Newton per meter square. Convert for kilonewton per meter square. We are divided by 1000. And speed RPM in RPM. Speed in RPM. We want to convert in seconds because kilojoules per second our units. Divided by 60. The mean effective pressure we are calculating area of the indicated diagram divided by length of the indicated diagram into spring constant. The brake power we are measuring by 2 absorption dynamometer. First Prony brake 2.0 by 60,000 is common. What is brake power means? Actual power available at the shaft, means mechanical power output from the chemical fuels. Whatever the chemical energy we are supplying, the mechanical power output is the brake power. We are measuring at the crankshaft, the mechanical power output. Brake power equal to 2.0 by 60,000. If torque, if Prony brake we are using load into torque arm length, they are giving diameter of the torque arm divided by 2, we will get the radius or length of the torque arm. So W into L divided by 60,000. Another method, rope brake. Rope brake method, dead weight and spring balance load they will give. We want to differentiate from the by the data itself. Pi d n into W minus S by 60 into 1000. D is the diameter of the drum, this flywheel where the rope is wound. Then friction for Williams-Lines method, where drawing the graph between specific fuel consumption and brake power, and we are extending that curve back to negative axis of the brake power. Whatever the negative value is there is a friction power. It is only used for diesel engine, with constant speed engines. Coming to the Morse test, for multi-cylinder engine we are using Morse test. So first we are determining the at particular speed total brake power. Then we are inappropriate one cylinder spark plug or injector. Then we are running the engine up to that first brake power speed, means we are maintaining constant speed, and we are calculating the brake power of remaining 3 cylinders. Next second cylinder, next 3 cylinders, next second, next like that, n number of cylinders. Total brake power minus that first 3 cylinders brake power is equal to indicated power of first cylinder, nth cylinder. Like that, total indicated power we are calculating. Summation of all indicated power, we will get the total indicated power. Total brake power already calculated. Total indicated power minus total brake power, you will get the total frictional power. For multi-cylinder engine, we are using the Morse test. Then mechanical efficiency, brake power to the indicated power. The ratio of brake power delivered by the engine by using the indicated power. The mechanical efficiency range I already mentioned, 75 to 90%. Specific fuel consumption, mass of fuel consumption kg per hour divided by power output. If it is power output is brake power, then it is called brake specific fuel consumption. Power output is indicated power, then it is called indicated specific fuel consumption. Next, indicated thermal efficiency. Indicated power to the rated power input, means heat supply, means fossil fuel, mass flow rate of the fossil fuel and calorific fuel of the fossil fuel. Indicated power output. In output we consider indicated power, then it is called indicated thermal efficiency. In output we consider brake power, then it is called brake thermal efficiency. Next, specific power, engine power divided by the piston face area, and specific weight, engine weight by the engine power, and relative efficiency of the engine, brake thermal efficiency to the A standard efficiency. The relative efficiency is brake thermal efficiency to the A standard efficiency. And emission norms I already mentioned, at least bar 6 we have to remember. Carbon monoxide gram per kilometer for petrol engine 1, hydrocarbon 0.1 gram per kilometer, NOx 0.06, and particulate matter 0.005 for injector based petrol engines. Coming to diesel engine also, bar 6, CO2 gram per kilowatt hour is 0.5, hydrocarbon 0.17, and NOx 0.08, and particulate matter is 0.005. For two-wheelers and three-wheelers also. Two-wheelers SI and CA engines bar 6 norms. Three-wheelers SI and CA bar 6 norms. CO is 1.4 grams per kilometer, 1.0. Hydrocarbons 0.1 gram per kilometer. NOx 0.06 gram per kilometer. Particulate matter 0.0045. 0045. So coming to the CA engine 0.5 grams per kilometer, 0.10 grams per kilometer, and NOx is 0.09 grams per kilometer, and 0 particulate matter 0.0045. For three-wheelers also, SI engine 0.44 grams per kilometer, for hydrocarbons 0.35 grams per kilometer, NOx 0.085 grams per kilometer. There is no particulate matter. In SI engine, in three-wheelers, injector-based SI engine is not available. Coming to the CI engines, CO is 0.02 grams per kilometer, hydrocarbons 0.1 gram per kilometer, and NOx is 0.1 gram per kilometer. Particulate matter is 0.025 gram per kilometers. These are the norms you have to remember yourself while you are designing the system. Acceptability of the engine, whatever the performance is 40% efficiency, but emissions not meeting the need norms means the engine will not come into the market. Not only India, entire world. European Union standards only we adopted, entire world. Okay. With this we concluded the performance analysis of the engine. Next we will start fourth unit. Thank you.